Last episode, Emma and Alex discovered that their fake feelings had become beautifully, terrifyingly real. But now, with Alex's sophisticated ex-girlfriend unexpectedly joining the family dinner, their brand new relationship was about to face its first real test. Emma stood in front of her dorm room mirror, changing outfits for the fourth time in 20 minutes. Nothing felt right. The navy dress was too casual, the black one too formal, the burgundy one too... something. "This is ridiculous," she told herself, staring at the clothes scattered across her bed. It is just dinner, with Alex's family, and his gorgeous, sophisticated ex-girlfriend who is probably everything I am not. Her phone buzzed with a text from Alex. "Picking you up in 15. You are going to be amazing." The heart emoji made Emma's stomach flutter, but it did not ease her nerves. She finally settled on a soft emerald sweater dress that Alex had complimented during one of their tutoring sessions, paired with simple pearl earrings her mom had given her. Just be yourself, she thought, applying a final coat of lip gloss. Alex likes you for who you are. But when Alex knocked on her door 15 minutes later, all of Emma's self-confidence evaporated. He looked absolutely stunning in a charcoal gray suit that fit him perfectly, his hair styled just enough to look effortlessly handsome. But it was the look in his eyes when he saw her that made Emma's breath catch. "Emma," he said softly, his gaze moving from her face down to her dress and back up again. "You look... wow." "Wow good or wow bad?" Emma asked, suddenly self-conscious. "Wow, like I am the luckiest guy in the world," Alex said, stepping into her room and closing the door behind him. "You are absolutely beautiful." Emma felt her cheeks warm at his words. "You look pretty amazing yourself." "Thank you," Alex said, but there was something tense in his expression despite his compliment. "Emma, are you sure you are okay with this? Because if you want to back out, we can still..." "Alex," Emma interrupted gently, reaching up to straighten his tie. "I am nervous, but I am not backing out. We are in this together, remember?" Alex covered her hands with his, holding them against his chest. "Together," he repeated, like he was reminding himself. "What are you not telling me?" Emma asked, studying his face. "You seem more nervous than I am." Alex was quiet for a moment, then sighed. "I may have gotten some additional information about tonight." "What kind of information?" "Sophia texted me," Alex said reluctantly. "Apparently, she has been telling my grandmother that she made a mistake breaking up with me. She wants to reconcile." Emma felt something cold and sharp settle in her stomach. "She wants you back." "She says she does," Alex said carefully. "But Emma, I need you to know that it does not matter what she wants. I am here with you." "But she is your ex," Emma said, pulling her hands free from his. "You must have cared about her at some point." "I did," Alex admitted, and Emma felt her heart clench. "But Emma, that was before I knew what it felt like to be with someone who actually sees me. Before I knew what it felt like to have real feelings instead of just going through the motions. What if your family thinks you should give her another chance?" "Then they would be wrong," Alex said firmly. "Emma, look at me." Reluctantly, Emma met his eyes. "I meant what I said this morning," Alex said quietly. "You are not a consolation prize. You are not second choice. You are the girl I am falling for, and nothing Sophia says or does is going to change that." Emma wanted to believe him, but the knot of insecurity in her stomach was not easing. "What if I embarrass you tonight? What if I say the wrong thing, or your family does not like me, or..." "Emma," Alex interrupted, cupping her face gently. "You could never embarrass me. You are brilliant and kind and funny, And if my family does not see that, then they are idiots. Alex, I mean it, he said, pressing a soft kiss to her forehead. Besides, I have a secret weapon. What is that? Alex smiled, some of his tension easing. My grandmother is going to love you. You are exactly the kind of girl she has always hoped I would find. How can you be so sure? Because you are genuine, Alex said simply. And my grandmother has excellent taste in people. Despite her nerves, Emma felt herself smiling. You are just saying that to make me feel better. I am saying it because it is true, Alex said, then leaned down to kiss her properly. Are you ready to go meet the Chen family? As ready as I will ever be, Emma said, taking his offered arm. The drive to Alex's family restaurant was filled with last-minute coaching. Alex told her about his parents. His father was quiet but kind. His mother was warm but opinionated. His two younger sisters, Emma and Sophie, both in high school and both obsessed with social media. And his grandmother, the family matriarch who had immigrated from Taiwan and still ran the business with an iron fist despite being in her 70s. The most important thing, Alex said as they pulled into the restaurant parking lot, is just to be yourself. My grandmother can spot fake from a mile away. Good thing we are not faking anymore, Emma said, squeezing his hand. Good thing, Alex agreed, but Emma noticed he still looked tense. The restaurant was beautiful, with warm lighting and elegant decor that managed to feel both upscale and welcoming. Alex led her through the main dining room to a private area in the back, where Emma could hear the sound of laughter and conversation. Ready? Alex asked, pausing just outside the doorway. Ready, Emma said, though her heart was racing. They walked into the private dining room together, and Emma was immediately struck by how warm and lively the atmosphere was. Alex's family was gathered around a large round table, and the conversation was animated and cheerful. But Emma's attention was immediately drawn to the woman sitting next to an elderly lady who could only be Alex's grandmother. Sophia was, quite simply, stunning. Tall and elegant, with long black hair, and the kind of effortless beauty that belonged in magazines. She was wearing a designer dress that probably cost more than Emma's entire wardrobe, and when she smiled, it was with the confidence of someone who had never doubted her place in the world. Emma suddenly felt very small and very young. Everyone, Alex said, his arm tightening slightly around Emma's waist. I would like you to meet Emma Walsh. The introductions were a blur of warm smiles and enthusiastic greetings. Alex's parents were exactly as he had described. His father quiet but welcoming. His mother immediately wanting to know everything about Emma's studies and her family. His sisters were delightful and funny, immediately pulling out their phones to show Emma embarrassing childhood photos of Alex. But it was Alex's grandmother who surprised Emma the most. Mrs. Chen was tiny but formidable, with sharp, intelligent eyes that seemed to see everything. When Alex introduced Emma, she studied her for a long moment that made Emma's nerves flutter. Then she smiled, and her entire face transformed. So, she said in accented but perfect English, you are the girl who has been helping my grandson with his mathematics. Yes, ma'am, Emma said politely. Alex is actually very smart. He just needed someone to explain things differently. Mrs. Chen's smile widened. And you are studying mathematics at the university? Yes, I am a math major. I hope to continue on to graduate school. Very good, Mrs. Chen said approvingly. Education is important. Alex, you have chosen well. Emma felt a warm glow at the older woman's approval, but she also noticed Sophia's expression tighten slightly. Mrs. Chen, Sophia said smoothly, I am so glad to see you again. You look wonderful. Sophia, Mrs. Chen said politely, but Emma noticed the warmth in her voice had cooled considerably. I was surprised to hear you would be joining us tonight. I hope you do not mind, Sophia said with a smile that did not quite reach her eyes. When I heard Alex was bringing someone special, I just had to meet her. Emma felt Alex tense beside her, but before anyone could respond, Alex's mother was ushering them all to their seats. Emma found herself seated between Alex and one of his sisters, directly across from Sophia. The proximity made her acutely aware of every difference between herself and Alex's ex-girlfriend. The dinner started well. Alex's family was warm and welcoming, and Emma found herself relaxing as she fell into easy conversation with his sisters about their classes and his parents about her studies. But she was constantly aware of Sophia's presence, the way the other woman seemed to command attention without even trying. "So, Emma," Sophia said during a lull in the conversation, her tone friendly, but with an edge Emma could not quite identify. "Alex tells me you are tutoring him in calculus. That must be interesting." "It is," Emma said carefully. "Alex is actually a very good student." "Oh, I am sure he is," Sophia said with a laugh that somehow managed to sound dismissive. "Alex has always been good at getting pretty girls to help him with his homework." Emma felt her cheeks burn, but before she could respond, Alex's voice cut through the conversation. "Actually, Sophia," he said, his tone sharper than Emma had ever heard it. "Emma is brilliant. She is the top student in her program, and she has helped me understand concepts that 3 different tutors could not explain. I am lucky she was willing to work with me." Emma felt her heart warm at Alex's defense, but Sophia just smiled. "Of course she is," Sophia said smoothly. "I did not mean to imply otherwise. It is just, well, tutoring is such a sweet way to meet someone, is it not? Very innocent." There was something in the way Sophia said innocent that made Emma feel like a child playing dress-up. "How did you and Alex meet?" Emma asked, trying to change the subject. "Oh, we have known each other forever," Sophia said with a laugh. "Our families are very close. We grew up together, went to the same private school, the same country club. We were practically destined to be together." Emma felt something twist in her stomach at the casual way Sophia claimed a shared history with Alex. "That must be nice," Emma said quietly, "having so much in common." "It is," Sophia agreed. "There is something to be said for being with someone who understands your world, do you not think? Someone who fits." Emma knew she was being deliberately targeted, but she could not figure out how to respond without seeming petty. "Emma fits perfectly," Alex said firmly, reaching over to take her hand. "She is exactly where she belongs." Sophia's smile faltered slightly, but she recovered quickly. "Of course," she said. "I am sure you are very happy together. Though I have to say, Alex, you seem different. More serious." "People change," Alex said shortly. "Do they?" Sophia asked, tilting her head. "I mean, we are still the same people we have always been, are we not? We still want the same things, care about the same things." "Actually," Alex said, his grip tightening on Emma's hand, "I have learned that I want very different things than I thought I did." "Such as?" Alex looked at Emma, and there was something so tender in his expression that it made her breath catch. "Such as being with someone who sees the real me," he said quietly. "Ain't someone who makes me want to be better, not just look better." Emma felt tears prick at her eyes at his words, but she was also aware of the tension that had settled over the table. Mrs. Chen had been watching the exchange with sharp eyes, and now she spoke up. "Sophia," she said quietly, "perhaps you could help me in the kitchen for a moment?" It was not really a request, and Sophia knew it. She excused herself gracefully, following the older woman out of the room. "Well," Alex's mother said with forced brightness, "who wants more tea?" The conversation resumed, but Emma could feel the undercurrent of tension. Alex's sisters kept shooting worried glances between Alex and the door where Sophia had disappeared, and his father looked uncomfortable. When Sophia and Mrs. Chen returned a few minutes later, Sophia's smile was more strained, and she was notably quieter for the rest of the meal. But Emma barely noticed. She was too busy replaying Sophia's words in her head, feeling smaller and more out of place with each passing minute. Someone who understands your world. Someone who fits. Did she fit in Alex's world? Looking around the elegant restaurant, watching his sophisticated family discuss business and social events she had never heard of, Emma began to doubt herself. She was so lost in her thoughts that she almost missed Mrs. Chen addressing her directly. "Emma, dear, would you walk with me for a moment?" Emma looked up, startled. "Of course." Mrs. Chen led her out of the private dining room and onto a small balcony overlooking the restaurant's garden. The older woman was quiet for a moment, studying Emma with those sharp, intelligent eyes. "You are worried," Mrs. Chen said finally. It was not a question. Yes, ma'am," Emma admitted. "About Sophia." Emma nodded, not trusting her voice. Mrs. Chen was quiet for another moment, then sighed. "Emma, may I tell you something about my grandson?" "Yes, ma'am." "Alex is a good boy, but he's always been, how do you say, a people pleaser. He tries to be what others expect him to be." Emma nodded, remembering Alex's confession about performing for everyone. "Sophia," Mrs. Chen continued, "is the kind of girl Alex thought he was supposed to want. Beautiful, from a good family, understands our world. But when Alex was with Sophia, he was always performing. Always trying to be the perfect boyfriend, the perfect son, the perfect young man. He was never just Alex." Emma felt something loosen in her chest at the older woman's words. "Tonight," Mrs. Chen said gently, "I watched my grandson with you. And do you know what I saw?" "What?" "I saw Alex being himself, really himself, for the first time in his life." Emma felt tears threaten at the kindness in the older woman's voice. "Mrs. Chen, I am not sure I am right for him. I do not know anything about your world. I am not sophisticated like Sophia." "Sophia," Mrs. Chen said firmly, "is exactly wrong for Alex. She wants him to be someone he is not. You want him to be who he really is." "How can you tell?" Mrs. Chen smiled. "Because when Alex looks at you, his eyes are soft. When he talks about you, his voice is gentle. And when you are together," she paused, studying Emma's face. "When you are together, you both glow with happiness." Emma felt a tear slip down her cheek. "Really?" "Really," Mrs. Chen said, reaching over to pat Emma's hand. "Emma, dear, love is not about fitting into someone else's world. Love is about creating a new world together." Before Emma could respond, they heard voices from inside the restaurant. Mrs. Chen sighed. "We should go back," she said. "But Emma, do not let that girl make you doubt yourself. You are exactly what Alex needs." When they returned to the dining room, Emma found Alex in deep conversation with his father, looking tense and frustrated. Sophia was sitting nearby, checking her phone with an expression of barely concealed irritation. "Everything okay?" Emma asked as she took her seat next to Alex. "Fine," Alex said, but Emma could tell he was lying. "Just family business." The rest of dinner passed in a blur of stilted conversation and forced pleasantries. Emma tried to focus on Alex's parents and sisters, who were genuinely lovely, but she was acutely aware of Sophia's presence and the tension radiating from Alex. Finally, mercifully, dinner came to an end. As they prepared to leave, Mrs. Chen pulled Alex aside for a private conversation while Emma said goodbye to his parents and sisters. "Emma," Alex's mother said warmly, "it was so lovely to meet you. I hope we will see you again soon." "Thank you," Emma said sincerely. "I had a wonderful time." "Good," Alex's father said with a gentle smile. "Alex seems very happy with you." Emma felt herself blush. "I am happy with him too." As they walked toward the parking lot, Sophia fell into step beside them. "Alex," she said, her voice low and intimate. "Could I speak with you for a moment? Privately?" Emma felt her stomach clench, but Alex's response was immediate. "Whatever you need to say, you can say in front of Emma." "Alex, please," Sophia said, and there was something almost desperate in her voice now. "Just 5 minutes." Alex looked at Emma, conflict written across his face. Emma knew she should tell him it was okay, that she trusted him. But the words stuck in her throat. "It is fine," she said finally, though her voice sounded strained even to her own ears. I will wait in the car." Alex looked like he wanted to protest, but Sophia was already pulling him aside. Emma sat in Alex's car, watching through the windshield as Sophia talked animatedly, gesturing with her hands. She was too far away to hear what they were saying, but she could see Alex's posture growing more tense with each passing moment. Then Sophia stepped closer, placing her hand on Alex's chest, and Emma felt her heart stop. She is touching him, Emma thought, the observation hitting her like a physical blow. She is touching him, like she has the right to. Emma watched as Sophia leaned up on her toes, clearly trying to kiss Alex. But Alex stepped back quickly, shaking his head and saying something that made Sophia's face crumple. A moment later, Alex was walking back to the car, his expression grim. He slid into the driver's seat and sat there for a moment without starting the engine. "What did she want?" Emma asked quietly. Alex ran his hand through his hair, messing up his careful styling. She wants to get back together. She says she made a mistake, that we are perfect for each other, that she is ready to commit now." "And what did you say?" Alex turned to look at Emma, and there was something raw and honest in his expression. "I told her I am in love with someone else," he said quietly. Emma's breath caught. "Alex, I told her that what we had was never real love. It was just convenience. And that now I know the difference." Emma felt her heart soar, but there was still a knot of insecurity in her stomach. "Your family likes her," she said quietly. "Some of them do," Alex admitted. "But Emma, the only opinion that matters to me is my grandmother's. And she loves you. How can you tell?" Alex smiled for the first time since they had left the restaurant. "Because she told me so. She said, and I quote, 'That girl is perfect for you, and if you let her go, I will disown you.'" Despite everything, Emma felt herself laugh. "She did not say that." "She absolutely did," Alex said, reaching over to take her hand. "Emma, my grandmother does not give her approval lightly, but she sees what I see." "What is that?" "That you are extraordinary," Alex said simply. "That you make me better. That you are the best thing that has ever happened to me." Emma felt tears prick at her eyes again. "Alex, I mean it," he said, bringing her hand to his lips to press a gentle kiss to her knuckles. "Emma, I know tonight was hard. I know Sophia made you feel less than. But she is wrong. You do not need to fit into my world. You are my world." Emma stared at him, her heart pounding. "Really?" "Really," Alex said firmly. "Emma Walsh, I am completely, hopelessly, embarrassingly in love with you. You are? I am, Alex confirmed, then leaned over to cup her face gently. The question is, how do you feel about me? Emma looked into his warm brown eyes, seeing nothing but sincerity and vulnerability there. I love you too, she whispered, the words feeling both terrifying and perfect on her lips. Alex's face lit up with the most beautiful smile Emma had ever seen. Yeah? Yeah, Emma said, laughing through the tears that were now streaming down her cheeks. I love you, Alex Chen. Completely and hopelessly and probably embarrassingly obviously. Alex kissed her then, soft and sweet and full of promise. When they broke apart, he rested his forehead against hers. So what happens now? Emma asked. Now, Alex said, brushing her tears away with his thumbs. We stop worrying about what anyone else thinks. We stop letting other people make us doubt what we have. And we just love each other. That sounds perfect, Emma said softly. It does, Alex agreed, then started the car. Come on, let me take you home, my very real, very wonderful girlfriend. As they drove through the quiet streets, Emma felt a sense of peace settle over her. Tonight had been difficult, but it had also been necessary. They had been tested, and they had come through it stronger. This is real, Emma thought, watching Alex's profile in the glow of the streetlights. This is actually real, and for the first time since this whole fake relationship began, Emma was not afraid of what came next. Alex just told Sophia he's in love with someone else and chose Emma over his glamorous past. But as Emma faces her deepest insecurities about fitting into his world, will love be enough to conquer her doubts? Don't miss the next episode.